I'm like sitting in the black hole of makeup. I don't understand. I put makeup down and it just disappears. Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing my May favorites, my favorite video to do every month. And if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is throw in some B-roll of me applying as many of the favorites to my face to achieve this look as I can. And I just started recently doing the B-roll in natural light, so you guys can get kind of like a different perspective on the makeup. So why don't we jump right in? So there's one makeup look that I have been doing pretty much all month, which is pretty much what I have on my face today. It varies a little bit, so of course I'll point out all the products, but the base combination that I have just been loving is starting out with the Victoria Beckham Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer in Golden. I just pump out 2 pumps. I put that all over my face. I have talked about this being one of my favorite primers for a very long time, and I just go between the Golden and the original. The Golden has like a little bit of a tint to it, and so it just is perfect for the summertime. And I have dry skin, although I feel like this would work on a multitude of different skin types because it's moisturizing, but it's not very heavy. And I think that's also why I like it as a primer, because it doesn't just kind of sit on your skin. It doesn't really interfere with foundation at all. So I've been really enjoying starting out with this. And what I've been throwing on top is the Lemare, the Radiant Skin Tint. I have it in the shade Light 22, and it does have SPF 30, and I believe it's a mixture. Yeah, it's a mixture of chemical and physical sunscreen. So this has a really beautiful creamy texture. It has a light medium coverage. So this combination just has been so perfect for my skin type, which is dry, for like the mood that I'm in, which is just to have like a naturally glowy complexion. If you have an oilier skin type than I do, I would say, you know, if you want something that has like a little bit of radiance to it, but not too much, this is a great combo, but you may just want to add a little bit of powder. So I don't have any powder down. I've been foregoing powder, which is definitely kind of strange, especially now that the weather is warm. I usually like to make sure I powder in the summertime just to make sure my makeup is, you know, set, that I'm not too shiny. But I've just been really enjoying this natural glow coming through. These 2 base products, this combo has just been wonderful. So there are 2 other foundations that I just want to quickly mention because this combination, this Victoria Beckham and the Lemare, is very moisturizing. It is very naturally radiant. It is not the longest lasting. I would say it lasts a full day. I've worn this combination, you know, for 8 hours and it's fine. But if you want something with buildable coverage, with something that's just like really long wearing, like we're talking 12, 14, 16, 18 hours of long wear, I would go with either the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Foundation. It has an SPF 15, or the Lancome Tenidol Ultra Wear SPF 15. Either of these will give you that really long wear, and they're not matte, but they have more of a skin-like finish, a little bit less radiance than what I have on. And these both have a much more buildable kind of coverage versus the Lemare. The Lemare, you can build up a little bit, but it's never gonna get to anything beyond like a heavy light medium. These you can definitely build up for a lot more coverage if you want. And again, just a really long wear situation if that is what you're looking for. So in the Bobbi Brown, I wear the shade 2 Sand, and in Lancome, I wear either the 215 or the 220. So these 2 are great options if you're looking for something long wear with a little bit more of like a skin-like finish. And just a reminder, Lancome is having a sale, a friends and family sale on their site. So you can get 25 or 30% off depending if you're like a member on the site or whatever. Sign up is free. Anyway, I'll have the information down below in my description box, but I just wanted to shout that out because that's a great deal for the Lancome site. All right, in terms of bronzer contour, I believe I pulled this out during a Shop My Stash, and it's kind of rekindled my love for this. This is the Shade and Illuminate from Tom Ford. I have it in intensity 0.5, which is the lightest shade. So I've just been using this bronzer contour shade because it's a cream product. It's just been going really well with this mood that I'm in, this sort of like natural glowy cream product kind of mood. And so I used it today to just sort of contour out my face a little bit, add a little bit of color. The texture of this is wonderful. It blends out beautifully. It applies beautifully. I just really, really love the Shade and Illuminate from Tom Ford. But I did want to shout out the Victoria Beckham bronzers. So she came out with these matte bronzing bricks, and I purchased shades 1 and 2. So here is 1 and here is 2. So 2 is definitely warmer in tone, and one is definitely a little bit cooler in tone, or more neutral in tone. So what I've been doing is using the contour shade from number 1, because I do like that it's a little bit more neutral. And when I'm looking for a bronze, I will pull out number 2 and use basically both of them. I feel like I just brush my bronzer brush over both sides because there really isn't that much of a difference between the two. So I just kind of brush it through the entire pan and use it as bronzer. So I've really been enjoying these bronzers. The formula is really nice, very, very silky smooth, so it applies and blends really, really easily. My only complaint is this packaging. It's just not easy to close. Of course, now that I'm trying to show you, it's closing, but sometimes I'll close it and it'll just pop right back open. So I have to make sure that they are like closed, and then, oh, see, this one just popped open. So just kind of annoying. I mean, they're very weighty and they're very beautiful, but that closing mechanism I think is just a little bit weak compared to how strong the spring is, because you can feel like this just want to open. So anyway, I think a bunch of you commented that you couldn't even get yours to close, and you contacted Victoria Beckham customer service and they, I think, replaced it for you. So let us know down below in the comment section if you did have issues with this closing mechanism and like what happened when you reached out to Victoria Beckham. I'm pretty sure they're just replacing the faulty ones. But I do like the bronzer. It is quite lovely, and I generally don't enjoy matte bronzers as much as I enjoy bronzers with a little bit of sheen to them, but because these powders are so soft and creamy, they almost just have like a demi-matte finish. They don't look very dry on the skin at all. So I really enjoy them. Okay, in terms of blush, I've really been reaching for a lot of cream blushes. The ones that I have been reaching for the most are the Kjaer cream blushes. I have, as you guys know, I have a lot of cream blushes, and I know over this past month I've reached for my Tower 28, I've reached for my Clé de Peau. I have a lot of favorites, but the Kjaer ones just kind of keep jumping out at me and I keep reaching for them. So today I have on the shade Desired Glow. It's like a nude peach, so it just blends really beautifully into whatever bronzer I have. And I've gone on and on about the formula of these Kjaer blushes. They're just so beautiful. They apply so beautifully. They just look completely blended out as soon as you just start to pounce it on. They just don't require like that much blending, and I just love them. A lot of other cream blushes that I've played with, if I just put cream on top of cream on top of cream, which is what I did today, they don't seem to stick around. It seems like the cream blush just sort of breaks down a little bit more quickly, and I feel like, you know, by midday, it doesn't even look like I have any blush down. These Kjaer cream blushes, they just stay put. If I just have it on top of cream, if I have it on top of powder, if I have it under powder, they just stay put. They look like I have blush on. It doesn't fade, it doesn't move, it doesn't get more oily during the day. It's just a really, really perfect formula. And Kjaer is an organic beauty brand. It's just a lovely product and I highly recommend. So that is the Kjaer cream blush. And in terms of highlight, I'm not going to bore you again talking about the Westman Atelier Lit Up Highlight Stick in Nectar, but this is still definitely one of my favorites. It's just something I reach for constantly. But the one highlight that's new this month that I've really been enjoying, that I actually have on my cheeks today, is this Bobbi Brown Face Highlighter in Pink Glow. So it comes in this really pretty pink metal tube, and it is a liquid highlight. So it just has a really beautiful, like subtle, pearly glow. It blends in beautifully. The one thing I do want to point out is that it does set down quickly. So I would work one cheek at a time. I think you'll see my B-roll here that I was applying to both cheeks at the same time because I kind of forgot that. I just started tapping on this cheek, and then I think I applied some to the other cheek, and I was like, oh shoot, this sets down really quickly. So I just started working both cheeks at the same time. But I did want to point that out because you just don't want to squeeze out like too much at once, because it will just set down like on your finger before you even get a chance to apply. So that's a face highlighter from Bobbi Brown. Really enjoying that. I believe this is part of that limited edition collection. I'm going to talk about that eyeshadow palette in just a second, but this highlighter is very beautiful. Oh, I forgot a blush. How could I have forgotten this blush? It's sitting right here. But aside from the Kjaer cream blush that I've been using a lot, the Chantecaille Flower Power blush is incredible. So the shade is really beautiful, and this formula is incredible. It's like this cream gel powder formula. It feels so smooth in the pan, almost like suede. It's just incredible. The formula is just really, really cool. And then the blush is this really beautiful, soft, pinky peach, and it has that incredible sheen to it. This just brightens up your entire cheek area. It's gorgeous, but the formula is really just standout. I wish you guys could see it. Maybe you can a little bit there, but it really feels like a suede come to life. Oh, and it just goes on your cheeks like so smoothly. This is a wonderful, wonderful blush. This really, really impressed me. When I saw the color, I was like, oh, great, beautiful color. But as soon as I tried it and like finger swatched it, I was like, what is happening with this? It's just such a unique feeling and such a unique formula. So anyway, I can't believe I almost forgot to mention this, but this has been absolutely wonderful. And when I'm not wanting a typical kind of cream blush, I've been reaching for this one. It's just, oh, it's just stunning, gorgeous. Okay, eyebrows. Nothing new with eyebrows. I have my Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel in Espresso in my brows. Nothing new there, just super boring. Okay, eyes. I have 3 eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna start with the one that I believe is limited edition and out of stock right now. So I'm not gonna talk too long about this, but this is the Bobbi Brown Pink Glow Luxe eyeshadow palette. And it has 4 of the Luxe eyeshadows from Bobbi Brown, which are those baked gelée eyeshadows. They're so beautiful. They're just such a wonderful eyeshadow. One of my favorite eyeshadow formulas out there, just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. They just have this beautiful like metallic sheen to them. Anyway, I think this is sold out and I believe it's limited edition, but you can get the Bobbi Brown single shadows and I will try and link to wherever you can find them because they're so gorgeous. So anyway, I'm gonna move on from this, but because of this palette, I kind of dug through my collection and started using my Charlotte Tilbury Star Aura palette again. This is such a good palette. This one I probably have been using the most this past month. I've been using basically this pink all over my lid. I'll deepen up my outer corner with this and then I'll just kind of, you know, run this deeper shade along my lash line. I wouldn't say I'm using it as eyeliner. I don't think it's deep enough and I'm not being that specific with it. I'm just sort of brushing it along my lash line just to deepen up the area a little bit. And that's it. But this is also a baked gelée formula and it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so smooth. It's not quite as metallic and shiny as the Bobbi Brown, but it definitely has like a satin, like a strong satin finish to it. So this was my favorite quad that she came out with when she came out with these Hollywood Flawless Eye Filters. The other ones are a little bit deeper and a little bit warmer, but this color story and the formula is just exactly what I've been wanting for like my makeup look. Like perfect for this kind of like subtle radiant base and just sort of this like glowy eyelid. Oh, I've just been loving it. So that's the Star Aura from Charlotte Tilbury. And then the other eyeshadow palette that I've been reaching for and that I do have on today is this palette from Kogan Do. So these are a pressed powder. These are not, you know, any kind of baked gelée. But Kogan Do does have this gloss film technology, which allows their powders to stay on a lot longer. So you're not really gonna get any fallout, you're not really gonna get any fading. These just stay put. This palette is laid out so that there's 8 duos, and I pretty much just stick with these 4. I'll reach for some of the peaches if I want to, you know, warm up my look a little bit. I really haven't used the pinks that much, but I really love these 4 right here. And I'll throw in the B-roll of me applying the shadows, but I really just kind of threw a whole bunch on. I can't even remember what I did. I do know that I have this all over my lid. I have this along my lash line. I have this to kind of deepen things up. I think I threw the peach on top of this too, just to kind of like warm it up a little bit. I just sort of played around with like the 6 shades over here. And I'm just always happy with the look that I come out with whenever I use this palette. It's a very soft, natural, everyday kind of palette, almost like a no makeup kind of look. And I think it's just really, really beautiful for daytime. It definitely has a softer finish to it than either of these. Like the shadows definitely have like a satin finish. All of the shadows in here have like a satin finish to them, but not quite as reflective as these or the Bobbi Brown. So just a little bit more subdued, a little bit more everyday, and I just love it. All right, as for mascaras, I have 2 to talk about. The Lancome Lash Idole mascara, I used this like way back when I first got it and then kind of forgot about it and then pulled it back out recently and just really been enjoying it, and definitely wanted to call it out again because Lancome is having that sale on their site. So I just wanted to make sure if you guys wanted to try it, now is a really good time. But it's the mascara I'm wearing today, and it just does a lovely job defining each lash, adding a little bit of volume. It holds my curl, and it has a really nicely shaped brush. It's not extremely curved, but it's not just straight across. It has like a little bit of like a banana curve to it, and it's a rubber bristle brush, and it just applies really easily. I think it wears really nicely. I don't get any smudges, I don't get any flakes. So this is one that I've been reaching for. And the other mascara is a longtime love of mine, but you know, it's just been stuck in my drawer, and I just recently pulled it out again and started using it again, and it's the Ilia mascara. This is such a great mascara. Again, I've talked about this before in the past, but this is their Limitless Lash Mascara. It is so good. It applies beautifully, much like the Lancome. It, you know, does a great job defining each lash. It does a great job separating each lash. It lengthens my lashes. It holds my curl. It's just a really good one. And this never, ever has ever budged. It has never smudged, flaked, nothing. It has never stepped out of line, not one time. And it's really easy to wash off at the end of the day. So it's a pretty magical mascara. So I definitely wanted to mention that. But moving on to lips. I have a lot of lip things to talk about because spring, summertime, I feel like is my lip season, and I really want to do a video about all of my favorite like summer lips. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know. But I just feel like, you know, the mask mandate is starting to drop a little bit. I love glossy, moisturizing kind of lip products, and I just feel like the summertime is the time for those. So I would love to do that video. So let me know down below in the comment section if you would love that, or if that sounds like the most boring video idea ever. But let me start with what I have on my lips, and that is the Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Balm. It has a really long name, but it's their Squeaky Clean like liquid lip balm. They sent me 3 shades, and I'm like sitting in the black hole of makeup. I don't understand. I put makeup down and it just disappears. I am officially losing my mind. I have 3 of these Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean lip balms, and I can only find 2 right now. I cannot find the one that I just applied to my mouth. What is going on? Anyway, so what I have on my lips, I wish I could show you, at least I have this B-roll of me applying it, is the shade Nana, N-A-N-A. It's like a cool beige shade, but the other shade that I've really been enjoying is Nunu, N-O-U. This is a lighter, brighter kind of shade, and that one is gorgeous. And then Garçon is the other one that I have, and this is more of like a deeper mauve shade. Because they're liquid lip balms, you just sort of get this beautiful like wash of color. So nothing is quite as deep as it appears. There's like a little window here. So none of them are quite as deep as they appear. But the formula of these, so comfortable. They're really hydrating. They sit nicely on the lips. They're not long lasting by any means, but they just feel really beautiful. I enjoy reapplying this lip product. So I wanted to mention these from Westman Atelier. I'm really annoyed that I cannot find the shade that I just put on. All right, I have a lot of other lip products to talk about. So why don't we just move on from my missing Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Lip Balm. Chantecaille. So part of their Flower Power collection was this lip chic in Capucine. I should have looked up how to pronounce this. Regardless, this color is so stunning. I love, as you guys know, I love a nice bright reddish orange for the summertime. It's just perfect. It just makes me so happy, and I think it just lights up your entire face, and I think it works for fair complexions, deep complexions, warm tone, cool tones. Like, this color just looks beautiful on, I think, on everyone. So just wanted to mention this lip chic from Chantecaille. Oh, it's just stunning. I could stare at this color all day. It's so mesmerizing. I did also want to give a shout out to the Byredo tinted lip balms. This is in the shade Argila, and there are 2 other shades. One's like a little bit more pinky, one's a little bit more peachy. This is the most nude, but the formula of this lip balm is really so nourishing. The tint is very, very faint. That's it right there. It's very, very faint. So it's just one of those really easy kind of lip balms to throw on. It just like barely tints your lips, but the formula is really nourishing. There's a definite kind of thickness to the formula. It almost feels like a lip mask. It definitely warms up once you put it on your lips, so it doesn't feel too heavy as you're wearing it. It sort of starts to melt a little bit and kind of get absorbed by your lips, but it just really feels very, very nourishing. And I just really am impressed by the Byredo lip products, and this tinted lip balm is no different. It's really wonderful, and it's got that great Byredo like curved component. It's just so cool. And then I also wanted to mention the Décolleté. I think these are the High Shine lipsticks. Anyway, this is shade SP050, and it looks like nothing in the bullet, but it's almost like a highlighter for your lips, and it's so pretty. There it is in the light. So it just gives your lips this beautiful like layer of refraction. It does this like filtering effect to your lips. There's like a slight milkiness to it, and then it just has this gorgeous, gorgeous sheen. So I'm loving this as well. And another one, very moisturizing and very comfortable on the lips. And at the risk of sounding like a complete broken record, the Tom Ford Sunlust lip gloss. I just love this. I love it. I mentioned it in last month's favorites. I think I've been mentioning it all month for the past 2 months, but it looks gold in there. I think you can see at the top there, a little bit of peach. So once you apply it, the peach comes out, and so you still have a little bit of the gold sheen, but then you have a little bit of the peach coming through. It's stunning. It's really, really beautiful. And the Tom Ford lip gloss, there's a little bit of thickness to it. It's not drying, it's not goopy at all, it's not sticky, but it coats your lips really evenly. So you just have this like, I don't know, like perfected lip look. Just gorgeous. So anyway, I've been talking about this nonstop. I'm gonna move on from that. So just wanted to pronounce my love for this Tom Ford lip gloss again. So that is it for my May favorites. Let me know what you guys have been loving down below in the comment section. Would really love to hear what you guys have been enjoying lately. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.